All right, hello everyone. It is time for another video, and excuse me, trying to figure out exactly how my audio is doing. So if you can let me know whether or not I'm speaking at a good level or anything. I think my voice is partially dying just because of how much been having to do lately, but that's not what we're here. First of all, check out this new intro screen. This is pretty cool. This is to do with the Warrior of the Crystals, as you can see, but obviously taking over a little bit from War of the Visions. I wonder if Warrior of the Crystals is an attempted rebranding of the game, but just so you know, it is something that they are taking pretty seriously. So we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about our green-haired female character, who is, I guess, maybe a little more officially called June now. That's pretty interesting. But let's take a look here. So first of all, if we scroll down just a little bit, we can find out that for September 1st, our brand new character is going to be June, which is interesting because we haven't gotten the producer live letter yet. We didn't know about this ahead of time. We did know that she was in the game and her character model was basically in the game, so it's not the most surprising thing, but this pretty much confirms that she's going to be the gacha character. Whether she's the only gacha character for September 1st, don't know. But given the track record that's been happening with first of the month characters, they're usually 100 costs. So I would be expecting, not guaranteed, but I would be expecting this character to be a 100 cost character. All right, so let's just jump in here because there was something else too. Interestingly, we got a brand new challenge map, and it's a one-on-one fight. It is June versus our brand new boy here. And this is a pretty interesting fight, I have to say. We'll just switch over to the team I can use. You can only use him in this fight. You can't use anybody else. So I would recommend for globalers, you know, eventually to being able to get this character leveled before this happened. This was about, what, one week-ish to be ready for this. So yeah. Odin is a recommended equip. He's just really good for dealing with this fight. I went a little more defensive because June can hit like a truck. Not always, and we're not necessarily, but we also have the Iron Giant for a little bit more protection. And taking a look at it, really the only big restriction here is no items. And as you can see, you get a multi-pull ticket, so this is definitely a reason to do this. But let's just head over and give it a shot, not on auto, and I'll show off this fight. No, new apartment, can't, not sure yet how much I'm allowed to, how loud I'm allowed to speak this late, so trying to be a little careful. All right, so here you can see the map, this pretty much common map at this point. As you can see, she has 14,000 HP, which is a fair bit to start dealing with right away. And you'll also note that she has fairly high defense, 40 defense total, 1,200 attack as well. So she is not to be taken lightly. However, her movement is not super great. She won't outrun you, and you can mess with her a little bit. So let's head back. Oh, one other thing I was going to point out really quickly is that she is a wind elemental character. So this pretty much tracks with the expectations in the game at this point that we were going to see a very strong wind character come into the game to potentially counter against earth elemental characters. And that's also another reason why I think she's going to be a 100 cost character. I don't think she's going to be a free character anymore, that's for sure. Alright, so we want to get in here. We're just going to start by staying right here. Try and save a little bit of time. I'm also running him as Paladin, so we can have the defensive option. The big thing we want to cast first is this ability right here to get the 3 times damage reduction down. If we stay place, I mean, we're kind of trying to save speed. She will attack our speed a fair bit. So we want to kind of manipulate our AI to waste a few extra turns if at all possible. So let's get into that. Like I said earlier, her movement is not the best. So if you can kind of trick her AI a little bit, this is a good way. We want to run this as well. If we get the critical, then we're going to get a speed boost, and that's super important in this fight. And speaking of which, now we want to go in and get that critical so we can get our speed boost. If we don't get the speed boost, from my experience, it ends up being pretty miserable fight. She's just kind of nasty. The other thing you can potentially start with as well is the triple hit ability is also important for this. We can't quite use that one. We can't use that one either, so we're just going to go with the one we have range with right now. As you can see, she's already doing that, which is a problem for us, but not for too much longer, because we're going to get the critical hit on her, and that's going to basically up our speed, give us a much better chance of winning this fight. Now we got our speed boost. That's our second hit against us. Next ability we want to use, not that one. Not that. The stun is also potentially pretty good. The triple hit ability does remove her barrier, which is pretty important if we're going to be... this one ups our critical damage, which is kind of... I'd say that's pretty good. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so that's our third use. So now we have to be a little careful with what we do. Because if not, we're going to find out just how painful this unit can be. So we're just going to do that. That gives us a second turn here. That's her big attack. If you don't have any protection on, she will hit you for a lot, which is, needless to say, pretty bad. We pretty much have this one under... Oh, she survived with just a little bit. That's not a problem. We'll get another one in here, and she will be dead. But yeah, if you don't run the Paladin sub, she can deal a lot of damage very quickly. That protection ability, just removing some of the damage, is really important to run. So I recommend it for that you improve his Paladin, his main job abilities, so he can deal enough damage. If you're interested in completing this challenge, you might be able to do it with a little bit weaker, but you definitely should start training him when you get him, because it's just free resources. So yeah, go with it. Anyway, so we'll take a look in September when we see Joom and see what all the details are, but looks like a wind elemental character was what I predicted, and it's what we're going to be getting starting in September. So thanks for watching, take care, see you next time.